Ready.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for coming. So this is the 2025 bag and bike check online orientation session. Next slide.
Volunteers attending the online orientation session. My name is Jill Petco. I'm the operations manager with Run Calgary, and I have the privilege of welcoming you to the 2025 Servus Calgary Marathon. On behalf of the entire Run Calgary team and its board of directors, we wish to thank you for choosing to share your time, your energy, and your expertise so that we can put on an event that is world-class for participants, spectators, honored guests, and other volunteers. We're going to review some general information that's applicable to all volunteer areas. We're going to talk about what's new in 2025, review volunteer expectations and code of conduct, discuss the event alert system, also called EAS, discuss emergency procedures, including medical and non-medical emergencies, review missing person procedures, discuss volunteer parking on Stampede Park, and discuss the volunteer check-in process. So what's new in 2025? Well, to start, we've gone to 2 days of racing. So this means that our 5-kilometer race, 10-kilometer race, kids race number 1 and diaper dash are taking place on Saturday, May 24th, while the half marathon and full marathon races, along with kids race number 2, are taking place on Sunday, May 25th. Our start line has shifted further north on Stampede Trail, and this is to manage the City of Calgary construction and Stampede Park construction. So this in turn means that we have a new start route. So we will be exiting Stampede Park via 5A gate instead of the usual Stampede Trail northbound. We've added in a second kids race. So this means that an additional 750 little participants will be potentially taking part in their first race ever. We've introduced a green bib program, which means that participants choose to forego receiving a race shirt and finisher medal in exchange for a $10 donation being made on their behalf to the Great Divide Trail Association. We've expanded our calendar of race week events, and we have a record number of registration numbers expected. We are projecting to have over 18,000 participants racing with us on Saturday and Sunday. It's important to start by reviewing our volunteer code of conduct, which you agreed to when you signed your volunteer waiver at the time of volunteer registration. We uphold a friendly and respectable environment that reinforces socially responsible behavior. This means that we expect everyone to treat others with courtesy and respect. Discrimination or harassment is not acceptable, and everyone must stop or report any incidents of discrimination or harassment. We are a community that cares deeply about health, wellness, and longevity. So let's do this right. If you're feeling unwell, please do not attend your volunteer shift. Contact your volunteer lead to advise them of your absence. We are a mask-friendly organization and support your choice. So please feel comfortable if you would like to wear a mask at your volunteer shift. Make sure you keep your hands clean at all times, as it's the best way to steer clear of germs. Run Calgary uses the standardized color-coded event alert system, also called EAS, to communicate the status of projected venue and course conditions to all participants, spectators, volunteers, and event staff. Status will be updated daily during race week on our website, and the link can be found on this slide. Please take the time to review the different levels and understand the impact that it has on the event. So let's talk about emergency procedures. First, starting with potentially life-threatening injury. The first step is to call 911 or have someone else call if there are others nearby. Follow the directions of the EMS dispatcher. Provide basic life support if you are qualified to do so, focusing on the priorities of airway, breathing, and circulation. Secure the area. Do not let anyone near the person unless they are part of the 911 response system, Calgary Police Service, Servus Calgary Marathon Medical Team, or race staff. Prevent further injury. And on race day only, being Saturday, May 24th or Sunday, May 25th, you need to contact the Servus Calgary Marathon Medical Dispatcher at 403-354-4976. This is an updated number for 2025, so please be sure to update it in your phone. Again, that's 403-354-4976. Let the dispatcher know that you have a serious injury and tell them your Stampede Park location or your location on the race course, including the nearest kilometer marker. If there is someone nearby with a race radio, contact the medical team on channel 2. Do not broadcast any details on the radio. Only use the individual's bib number to identify them. And complete an incident report form, which can be obtained at an information tent at Stampede Park or in the aid station kit on course. Help determine exactly what happened and attempt to find witnesses for additional information. So let's talk about emergency procedures related to a non-life-threatening injury. On race day only, again, Saturday, May 24 or Sunday, May 25, contact the Servus Calgary Marathon Medical Dispatcher at 403-354-4976 or via Channel 2 if there is someone nearby with a race radio. The Servus Calgary Marathon Medical Dispatcher will send medics to your location for patient assessment, treatment, and/or transport. So now let's turn our attention to the missing persons procedure. The first scenario we'll discuss is a missing or lost child on Stampede Park or NMAX Park. You may be approached by a frantic parent or guardian who can't locate their child and they're looking to you for help. Please note that we define a guardian as the parent, legal guardian, or most responsible adult for the child. The first step is to inform a race official and obtain assistance. If there are no race officials in the vicinity, please send someone to locate one immediately. This could be your volunteer area lead or another individual wearing a safety vest and radio. Stay with the guardian until the race official arrives. In the meantime, get the guardian's name and contact information so that we can reach them if needed. If the guardian is reunited with their child while waiting for a race official to arrive, immediately inform that race official that this has happened when they do come to your location. Ensure all involved guardians do not leave until contact with Calgary Stampede security is made. And most importantly, complete an incident report form, which can be obtained at an information tent. The next missing person scenario we'll discuss is a found child. In this case, the guardian is missing. Stay with and comfort the child. Get down to their level and reassure them that we are there to help them. Stay where you are and scan for a frantic guardian. Reunite if successful. Importantly, obtain the name and phone number of the guardian so that we can follow up if necessary. If unsuccessful, inform a race official and obtain assistance. If there are no race officials in the vicinity, send someone to locate one immediately. This could be your volunteer area lead or someone wearing a safety vest and radio. Stay where you are with the child until the race official arrives. They will come to you. If the child is reunited with their guardian while waiting for a race official, immediately inform that race official when they do arrive that this has happened. And most importantly, complete an incident report form, which can be obtained at the information tent, including the name and phone number of the guardian. The last scenario we'll discuss for missing person procedure is that of a missing adult. To manage the situation, please direct the concerned party to the closest information tent in the start zone or in the festival zone. If you're needing additional assistance, please inform a race official and have them contact Forward Command. Again, a race official can be your volunteer area lead or someone in a safety vest wearing a radio. Please note, this is especially important if the missing adult has special needs or concerning medical condition. Now let's turn our attention to volunteer parking. Volunteer parking will be in the infield parking lot on Thursday, May 22nd, Friday, May 23rd, Saturday, May 24th, and Sunday, May 25th. For Thursday only, you will be required to enter in your assigned Park Plus code into a Park Plus machine. Park Plus machines are located in the infield parking lot and throughout Stampede Park. You cannot use a Park Plus app to enter in this code. For Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you must print and display a volunteer parking pass on your vehicle's dashboard. If you happen to forget your parking pass, you can ask for one when checking in for your volunteer shift. Please note that if you are not displaying a volunteer parking pass and have not entered a code into the Park Plus machine or paid for parking, you will most likely be ticketed. To access the infield parking lot, you will enter from 25th Avenue Southeast at Nat Christie Gate at the top of the hill. You're going to pass through the parking booths and follow the signs to drive through the vehicle tunnel and park in the infield parking lot. And you will exit the infield parking lot via the stairwell onto the tarmac. The route for accessing the infield parking lot can be seen by the blue line on the map shown on this slide. For individuals that are volunteering on Stampede Park or NMAX Park, there are two locations where you can check in for your volunteer shift, depending on your day of volunteering. The Volunteer Center is located in 30X at the south end of GMC Stadium. Meals, snacks, and refreshments will be available at this location. It will be open Thursday from 8:45 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday from 8:45 to 8 p.m., Saturday from 5:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is the only check-in location for those who are volunteering on Thursday and Friday, and it will be the best check-in location for those arriving by transit, biking to Stampede Park, or walking on Saturday and Sunday. We will also have a volunteer satellite check-in tent located in the infield parking lot. It will be open on Saturday from 5:45 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. and Sunday from 5:15 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. This will be the best check-in location for those who are parking on site in the infield parking lot for their Saturday or Sunday shift. There are a couple of other important volunteer resources to make note of. Our volunteer hospitality tent is located in NMAX Park across from the red gazebo and presentation stage. It will have limited snacks and refreshments available, and it will be open during festival space hours. So on Saturday, this will be from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., and on Sunday, it'll be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Please note that volunteer hospitality tent hours are subject to change. We also invite you to visit the Volunteer Hub, linked in this slide, to answer your frequently asked questions. You can also reference the Volunteer Handbook for more volunteer information, and it will also be available on the Volunteer Hub. Race start times and projected numbers are shown below. On Saturday, May 24th, the A6 Runkeeper 10-kilometer race will start at 7:30 a.m. with 5,000 participants projected. The Good Life Fitness 5-kilometer race will start at 9:15 a.m. and we're projecting 3,400 participants. The We Wild Ones Kids Race number 1 will start at 10:30 a.m. with 750 little participants. And the We Wild Ones Diaper Dash will start at 11:30 a.m. with 80 of our tiniest participants. Sunday, May 25th, we'll have our Centaur Subaru Half Marathon and our Servus Calgary Full Marathon, both starting at 7 a.m. The half marathon is projected to have 6,000 participants, while the full marathon is projected to have 2,500 participants. And finally, the We Wild Ones Kids Race number 2 will start at 9:30 a.m. with another 750 little participants. It's going to be a very busy race week leading up to race weekend. Just take a look at the schedule. There will be a cheer sign making taking place at the Cole Garden as part of their Crafty Mondays on Monday, May 19th, starting at 7 p.m. Tuesday, May 20th, starting at 6 p.m., there will be a 5-kilometer shakeout run with Run Calgary and Oakberry, Kensington. Starting at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, May 21st, there will be a documentary watch party at the Plaza Theatre for Go On, Be Brave, and an opportunity to meet Andrea Pete. On Thursday, May 22nd at 7 p.m., we're hosting a first-timers dinner and run talk with Olympian Trevor Hoffbauer. And on Friday, May 23rd, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Package Pickup and Runners Expo will be taking place at GMC Stadium. The Elite Briefing will be taking place at 4 p.m. in the briefing room at GMC Stadium. And at 7 p.m., there will be a pace party and shakeout run hosted by Alexi Pappas and the 2025 pace team starting in GMC Stadium Courtyard. On Saturday, May 24th, things start to get busy. At 6:30 a.m., our bag check and bike lockup will open. At 7:30 a.m., our 10-kilometer race will start, with the start line closing at 7:40 a.m. From 7:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., the post-race festival will be open in NMAX Park. At 9:15 a.m., our 5-kilometer race will start, with the start line closing at 9:25 a.m. From 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., Day 2 of Package Pickup and Runners Expo will be taking place at GMC Stadium. 10:30 a.m. is Kids Race number 1 start. 11:30 a.m. will be the Diaper Dash start. And at 12 p.m., our bag check and bike lockup will close. For Sunday, May 25th, at 6 a.m., our bag check and bike lockup will open. At 7 a.m., our half marathon and full marathon will start, with the start line closing at 7:10 a.m. From 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., the post-race festival will be open in NMAX Park. 9:30 a.m. will be the start of our Kids Race number 2. At 2 p.m., our bag check and bike lockup will close. And at 5 p.m., it's the after party at Cole Garden. If you have any questions, you can visit the Volunteer Hub linked in the slide to answer frequently asked questions, ask your volunteer area lead, or contact Juanita Brandt, Run Calgary Volunteer Coordinator, by email at volunteer@calgarymarathon.com.
All you know, Colton.
Awesome. Okay, so essentially this will be the timeline. And the goal is no line bag drop with minimal line for bag pickup. As you can see the map over here, let me know if you guys have any questions on this, but bag check is right beside, I believe it's Nashville North Lot 5. And then the schedule of operations, so Saturday, May 24th, 6:30 a.m. bag check opens. And then 7:30, the 10K starts, 8:15, first 10K runners return for bags. Then 9:15, 5K starts, 9:45, the first 5K runners return for bags. And then 12 p.m., which is noon, bag check closes. And then on the following Sunday, 6 a.m., bag check opens again. And then 7 a.m., the marathon and half marathon starts. Then at 8:30 a.m., the first half marathon runners return for bags. And then 9:45, the first marathon runners return for bags. And then 2 p.m., the bag check closes once again. So here are the bag check requirements. The bag dimensions cannot exceed 20 inches. So that's 51 centimeters by 12 inches or 30 centimeters by 8 inches, 20 centimeters. If the bag exceeds these dimensions, we can accept them. Bag weight cannot exceed 10 pounds, which is 4.5 kilograms. If the bag exceeds this weight, we also will not accept them. So people's bags must have this strap or handle to which the bag check tag can be easily removed or attached, will have like specific pictures of them so you'll know what to look for. And then the bag must be attached securely and fastened and visible prior to it arriving. Otherwise, just if it's not, you got to tell them to make sure it's securely fastened, do it before we accept them. When you receive the bag check tag at package pickup, ensure that the bib number is printed on the tag is correct, and then we'll put them in their designated areas. And then also, loose gear will not be accepted and must be contained within their own bag. So if they like pass us a hoodie that they're warming up in or anything, you can't accept that. Must be in their bag. So, and then a couple of different bag types. So recommended ones: the drawstring bags, the backpacks, the small duffel or gym bags. And then the restricted bag types are suitcases, hockey bags, and then oversized bag types. So, yeah. And then essentially, this is what we were talking about. So it has to be 20 by 12 inches. So a normal backpack, and then has to be less or 10 pounds, not over. And then, like I said, it'll be in the Nashville North tent in the start zone outside of GMC Stadium. And then must be picked up and securely attached to the handle of the bag once we grab them, the tags. Distances will be clearly marked with the signage at the bag tents, so they'll be dropped over the fence in their designated area, and then we'll take it from there. If a bag does not have a tag or they lost a tag from package pickup, they have to head to the marked untagged bag area to get a new tag. And then retrieval, pretty much the same thing. So they ask you for the bag and everything, and then they must present the bag tag claim or their from their race bib, and then simply tear it off and present it to them, and then that's pretty much it. So they'll present it to us, sorry. But yeah. And then these are the examples of the bag tag. Like I said, these are pretty specific tags, and we'll be looking for those. And then the numbers will resonate with their bib number. And then, so this might be a little different from what will be seen at the actual event. We don't know 100% yet, or at least I don't know 100%, but this is what we looked at last time we met there. So Bag Chuck, Nashville North, Lot 5, like I said. So there will be a section for the untagged bags, and then there will be a section for the 10 kilometer on Saturday, with the 10 kilometer on Saturday as well on the other part. And then the 5K and the 5K sections on Saturday as well. And then we'll flip to the next day. That'll be the full marathon for replacing the 10K, and then the half marathon on Sunday replacing the 5K on Saturday. And then there will be a couple different fences all around. And then the right side, which is black right now, those are things that we can't be touching because that is from I believe it's Cowboys or whoever's doing Stampede. So that's separate. But yeah. And then thank you. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. You can see the email there, bagcheck@calgarymarathon.com. My name's Colton Moronic, so that's my email, cmoronic@gmail.com. And then the phone number, 780-239-4099. And then Kathy Stones, which was the lead from last year as well, patstones3@gmail.com, and then 403-863-9537. And then here are socials on the left side. And you could also talk to one of the other coordinators, like we mentioned prior. So yeah, and then we will also be sending the email with the slides and recording, like they were saying in the chat. So.
Great. I saw there's one question that was, what exactly do we do for bag check? If you wanted to just like give an example of like someone gives you a bag and what you do with it
Yeah.
after.
So essentially, someone will give you a bag. Hopefully, we can accept it, and everything is recommended in the green, right? It has the specific race tag color. It has a specific race number that matches their bib. Then we could accept it, and then we'll put them in a specific area within the tent, and then that's basically it. On to the next one. And then once they get it returned, we just simply give it back, match up the tag, and match up the bib number. It's simple as that.
Yeah, and there'll be a whole bunch of markers on the under the tent in all different
Yeah.
rows in like groups of 100. So you kind of just match the number that's on the bib with the number that's on all these little signs throughout the parking lot and just kind of slot it in where it numerically makes sense.
Mhm.
Great. Let's see. They will have a bib. So
Yeah,
yeah, the
so they'll
bag.
have their race bib with the number on it, and they'll also have the corresponding color, I believe.
Yeah, so everything will kind of match up. When they're receiving bags, just it'll be pretty quick. If it has the tag on it, we'll just grab it and take it, and it's pretty easy. And it's more when they're coming to pick it up after, when we'll make sure the bag we're giving matches the person that is coming to pick it up, so that make sure it goes back to the right person. You will be behind we'll have some tables. So people come up to your table, there'll be a line, and you'll just help the first person that comes up to the table, and then they'll hand you your bag. It'll make much more sense when you get there. And Colton and Kathy will give a little briefing before your shift, so it'll all make sense when they're able to demonstrate exactly what's happening. Cool.
Awesome.
And we will email the slides and recording afterwards. Excellent.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Appreciate it. Can't wait for race day.
It's coming up soon, couple days. See you all soon.